Alrighty, we're here with our thermostat housing. Video 1 or 2 on this, I'm not too sure where I'm at. We have our one piece of pipe that's being machined down, so it'll accept a hose with a hose clamp and hopefully stay on there. We have a piece of pipe with a plate welded on the bottom with a plate that has another little piece of plate welded to it, and then machined down so that the thermostat here has something to push onto while still maintaining the opening for the holes. We're going to put a nipple on here. That nipple is then going to carry on to here, which I believe is our inlet or possibly our bypass from our water pump. Either way, it's hooked up to the same way it was. And then this hose obviously is going to, or this end is going to go to this end. And then our other one, we're probably going to shoot straight right over to the radiator port there. So thermostat opens, it goes into there. Aside from that, it's just recirculating around through here. It should work. I mean, we'll know pretty quickly if it's not going to, because the car will have overheating issues. Not something you want, but something, you know, if we have, we know where to look, and it'll be a redesign of this. Or removal of the thermostat, who knows. Or more holes drilled into it. Nevertheless, now we've got to make the top plate here. So our idea is to basically cut a matching square flange. We're going to try to center this all up in the lathe. So one, I can possibly use like a larger style O-ring or size O-ring and seal that around there. So there's no gaskets or RTV, which is more likely what it would be because I wouldn't want to make a gasket. And yeah, then we'll have a pipe up to then a reducing pipe, which will be that guy there, which will be our same thing we did on the other one, where we machine it down. Yeah, it's just trying to figure out a good way of having it all into nice sizes, so it pushes it all down. Could theoretically try to utilize that guy, because that's a nice thickness to it, but the hole's just a little bit too big, so getting it to seal, maybe no bueno on that. So kind of ruling that idea out, and we wanted to shoot straight, and this is such a pain in the ass to weld. I don't really want to get back into it with that. So yeah, come along with me as we carry on making the second part of the thermostat housing. All right, let's get at it. Hey! Fucking work. Pushing this socket in there. Yeah. So now we'll have tension on the O-ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our hole for our plate, and we're going to put it into place, and then we're going to weld it around this pipe with hopefully a hole saw that's pretty close to size, and then we can weld it up, and then we'll weld that in there like that. Well, pipe, we'll weld that in there with a bit of a nipple. Bing bang boom, hamburger time. Oh. Yeah, it was on the floor the whole time. Fuck. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna go with the just the size down because of the wall. Alright, so we got our remote thermostat housing bolted together. See the thermostat in there. Not sure what I showed on the last video, but you can see there's a small gap. I'll get it better in better light. But you can see there's about a ½ inch gap between the ceiling seat there to the ceiling seat on the thermostat itself. So what happens is that heats up, that pushes down, and then in turn this one opens up and it comes out. So it does have holes in it. I mean, you won't be able to see them there, but it does let a little bit of bleed by go through, but primarily lets the coolant flow through the radiator. So yeah, it's gonna go somewhere around here. We just drilled 4 random ass holes. One of them, that one there, I'm not too happy with, because the nut is touching the weld, but we'll probably just give it a little zing with a grinder, and it'll be an ugly one, but whatever. I couldn't be bothered to drill and tap it just for finding a metric drill bit for it, but yeah, so that's where it's gonna go. That one obviously connects to that one goes to there, and then that one's gonna go there. We're probably gonna cut this off, and then we're gonna put a 90 there, so then we have a straight shot for a rad hose. So if I ever need new hose, one, it's just getting hit from anywhere. Either it be off a OEM car, whether it be off just something sitting under a table randomly here. I mean, this one might honestly work. What it's from, I'm not too sure, but we'll figure that out if need be. But yeah, so that's in there. We're probably going to have to just use RTV to seal this off. It's not the best, but yeah, what are you going to do? I tried cutting it in an O-ring in here, but this isn't straight to that. You can even see it there. I missed that on my my building. Oh well, but yeah, so just cut into one side and not the other one. So if I put the O-ring groove in there, I'd be way too deep on the other side and nowhere on the other side. So just kind of scrap that. We may try to cut a paper gasket because I like that a little bit more than a straight RTV, especially when you're dealing with coolant under pressure and a flange. I mean, you don't want to be standing here and have your gasket spray out and get you, or the bolts come loose and get you. I mean, although if the gasket fails, it doesn't matter, or the bolts come loose, it doesn't matter what you have on there. RTV may actually help. But I'm rambling. So tomorrow we're probably going to build an extra little flange off that. And then we'll probably cut this off and figure out our nipple situation for that. Which is just going to be a thing of measuring if we need to either step it up to a 5/8 or bring it down to a half. I think we can lathe it down to a half. Obviously on that one we have to weld a little bit to it, but that's not a big deal. That one we can cut it off and probably even weld something to it, just because the putting in a lathe would be too much of a pain to center it off. So yeah, I think that's about it. Any comments, concerns, ideas, put them down below, and yeah, I'll read them. So yeah, smell you guys later.